Hey friends, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my September TBR. This round is going to be a little different because we are doing some fun things in September. So I have my TBR cart here. I have a kitten on the lower shelf. If you've watched my previous TBRs, you know I usually pick prompts out of this little jar. However, we're not going to be doing that for September because September is Becca's Bookopoly-thon, which is my favorite readathon ever. So we are going to be doing Becca's Bookopoly-thon. I have everything set off to the side here. I just have this little paper copy of the board. I have a little magnetic bookmark here. It just has like a little arrow on it. We're going to use that as our little piece while we move around the board. I printed out some cards, the Chance and Community Shelf cards. I have a couple of arcs for September, but other than that, I don't have much in the way of plans in my head. I wanted to vlog ideas that I would like to do, but other than that, I'm just going to kind of let the game dictate what I read. So for the cards, for Chance, so you just put some books in here. The idea is to put a couple that you don't want to read and a couple that you do want to read. I didn't do that because I won't read a book if I don't want to read it. So I just put the 5 arcs that I have for this month on here. And then for the community shelf, it is just an additional 5 prompts. So for what I did for these was I just pulled 5 prompts out of my jar and I wrote them on here. So they are a 5-star prediction, a dark colored cover, read a paperback, read a contemporary, and read an audiobook. So those are the ones that I ended up doing. These guys are going to get put to the side if I need them. And I'm going to do my best to insert clips of me doing this. I think I'm going to do it kind of how Becca does, where she films the board first, and then I will give you the prompts and stuff and like the books and everything like that. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, so hopefully this works out. I have my 2 dice. I had started filming this and my kitten decided to mess everything up. So we're going to try again. So my plan for this is to go for 8. So if I don't roll any doubles, I might add on a couple more rolls, but I wanted to start somewhat small in case I roll a whole bunch of doubles. So we're going to start with 8 and see where that gets us. So roll number 1 is a 5. Is a book that feels like spring. Roll number 1 was to read a book that seems or feels like spring. It could be the cover, it could be the color, it could be florals, it could be set in spring, something that makes me feel like spring. So right away, the first thing that I noticed was this. However, it is set at Christmas time, so I'm not going to go with that. I also have Paris Delacourt is About to Crumble, which is super pastel-y, and that is definitely an option. This comes out in October, and I think this is what I'm going to go with. It doesn't come out for a little while yet, but I don't have many books this month that give me spring vibes, just because I'm reading more fall-esque books. So this is the only one that I can think of that kind of has springy colors and that on it. This is a romance. It is an romance, and it is set during like a baking competition. That's all I know about it. This was sent to me by Forever. It comes out October 18th. Robin from the future here. This actually just got pushed back to November, so the new release date is November 1st. I love Alexis Hall's romances, no matter what they are, so this is one that I am excited to read, even though I'm not the biggest like cooking show, baking show fan. I am very excited to give this one a try. Had to take a mini break. It is so warm today. So prompt number 2, roll number 2 is a 9. This is a book that is pubbed or set in a book that is 2020 or later. So this one is a book that is either published or set in 2020 to the present, which I love because I have a lot of arcs and that. So for this one, I am going to go with Vanessa Jarrett's Got a Man by Laquette. This is an adult steamy romance, and it is following our heroine who is recently divorced, and she starts like a singles club, and she is having a romance with this guy who shows up at her door and wants to enlist their club to stop his sister from getting into a marriage that he thinks is doomed to fail. And it is their romance. Very excited to read this book. I think it's going to be great. So that is what I'm going to go with. And then prompt 3, roll number 3 is an 11. And that is a book that is set in or feels like autumn. I love that I got that one. So for prompt 3 is a book with autumn vibes, which I was so excited that I got this one since it's September. Like, I'm ready for the fall vibes. And for this one, I am actually gonna go with The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. Oh my god. I totally forgot her name for a second there. This is the sequel to The X-Hex, and I am excited to be back in this super duper cozy world. I, again, talked about this in my new releases, but this gives me like Halloween Town meets Stars Hollow vibes, and I'm excited for it. It's witchy, it's fall. I'm ready for all the witchy fall things. So that's going to be book 3 on the TBR. And then onto prompt 4, roll number 4. Is another 11, which is a chance card. So that is one of my arcs. And for chance, we got Witchful Thinking, which I'm super excited about. I really want to read this one. So prompt 4 was a chance card, and I am really excited that I got this one. I'm excited for all of these arcs in all honesty, but I picked Witchful Thinking. I am obsessed with this cover. This is another witchy romance. And in this one, our heroine is casting a spell and something goes wrong, and she accidentally cast a spell on herself so that she can't say no, and it is her falling in love with her neighbor who she has always had a crush on. So sounds really cute. More witchy romances. I can't wait. Prompt 5. Roll number 5 is a 10. And that is a book with people on the cover. So prompt 5 is a book with people on the cover, and originally I was a little nervous about this one. But then I remembered that House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson is one giant person, and I desperately need to get to this book. I am so excited. Again, I talked about this in my new releases video. It's going to be linked in all the places because I keep referencing it. But this is probably maybe my most anticipated book for the rest of the year. I'm just so excited for another book from Alexis Henderson. The Year of the Witching is amazing. One of my favorite horrors of all time. And I need another one. This is following a heroine who agrees to be a blood maid for this wealthy family, and it is a gothic horror about her uncovering the family's secrets and the house's secrets and all kinds of creepy things, and I just can't wait. Alexis Henderson's vibes are top tier. And then prompt 6, roll 6, is a double 3, so we're having at least 9 rolls. And that is a poll pick. So for prompt 6, we got a poll pick, and I really want to make this as like difficult of a pick as possible. I didn't want to pick like one book that like I know is going to win. So I picked 3 books that I know are all really, really popular. And so I'm really curious to see which one people pick for me. So first of all, we have the second book in the, what is it called? The Green Creek series. I started this right after I read Wolfsong, and I was just kind of in a slump at that point. I was going through some anxiety stuff, some chronic illness stuff, and I couldn't read this at that point. But I really want to get back into the series. I'm craving all of these like paranormal type of stories. So this is going to be the first book. Oh, I didn't talk about what this is about. This is, if you don't know, this is a werewolf series. So this one is following 2 characters that we met in book 1. It is like a second chance type of romance. Really excited. Then we have The Wall of Winnipeg by Mariana Zapata. All Mariana Zapata books are super popular, and I've been waiting to pick this one up for fall because it's football, and for some reason I could not read a football romance in spring, seasonal vibes. So we have this one. All I know about this one is it is a football romance. I think our heroine might be a chef or a cook or something like that, and it is an enemies to lovers romance. And then the last one is Wolf Gone Wild by Juliet Cross. I know this series is also super popular, and the next book comes out really soon, and this is another werewolf romance. So I think in this one our hero can't shift, and so he needs to like enlist the help of a witch, and the witches and werewolves do not get along, and it is a forbidden romance between the 2 of them. So I think all 3 of these are equally popular and well loved. So these are going to be the 3 that I'm going to have people pick between. If you would like to vote, I am going to have the poll over on my Instagram the day that this goes up. So You can go vote for which one you think I should read. And then prompt number 7. Roll 7 is a 9. And that is an emoji prompt. Prompt number 7 was an emoji. So I have a random emoji generator. I am just going to do one. I'm not going to do like a whole bunch. I am really bad with association, so I think I'm going to have a hard time anyways. So we're going to randomize it. And we got, oh God, we got these painting nails. So I know what I'm going to go with for this one. And the only reason I'm going to go with it is because she is like famous. She's a rapper and she is being like wooed by the Prince of England. And so I feel like that makes sense, right? So I'm going to go with American Royalty by Tracy Livesey. And I have been wanting to read this for so long. I swear this has been on like a million TBRs. I did it in a try chapter tag and I loved the first chapter and I just need to prioritize this book. So this is the perfect time. This is, like I said, a romance between a rapper named Duchess and it is her falling in love with, I think he's the Prince of England if I'm remembering correctly. And this is a Meghan Markle inspired romance and I am very excited for it. Prompt number 8. Roll number 8 is a 10. Is a book written in first person. Prompt number 8 is a book written in first person, and I don't feel like grabbing my Kindle and looking through all of my arcs, so I just kind of went over to my TBR cart and took a look to see what was written in first person, and I think I'm gonna go with Rules for Vanishing by Kate Ellis Marshall. This is set in first person as well as in some sort of like mixed media, so there's interviews and stuff, but the parts that are a story are in first person. So I'm excited to give this one a read. I don't entirely remember what this one is about. I think like someone goes missing in the woods and the woods are fantastical and you need to follow this path to maybe get to the end, something along those lines. It's a horror, YA horror, and I've heard great things. And I own all of this author's books because I feel like I'm going to love them and I need to finally read them. Prompt number 9, roll number 9, and it is so a 7, which is my most recent purchase or most recently acquired. So for prompt number 9, it was your most recent purchase or most recent acquisition. And for me, it is actually going to be the sequels. I got these from my library. It is the Librarian's Coven series. And so I just got Warriors by Catherine Moon. I also got book 3, but I need to read book 2 first, obviously. So this is, as of today, the book that I downloaded most recently. So I'm sure between now and when this video goes live, I will acquire more books, but we're locking it in. Warriors by Catherine Moon. This is another witchy romance. As you can see, I have a vibe for September that I'm going for. This is a polyamorous romance between covens of 4, and we are following this one coven who just brought in our heroine as their 4th member for their coven, and things are happening and they need to take out some big bad guys, and it is set in this alternate magical world, and it is set at a college, at a university. She's a librarian, they're professors. It has all the perfect September vibes, and I really liked book 1, so I'm excited to continue on into book 2. And then I decided to roll one more time to make it an even 10, so prompt number 10. And for that, I got another 10. Jeez. And that is a book that is mostly pattern and text. So a book with pattern or text on the cover. I feel like the majority of the books that I read have stuff on the cover and not just like pattern and text. I think I'm gonna go with Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. This does have like a slight woodsy background, but it's pretty much just the cover text. Like there's not much to it. My only other option was going to be The It Girl by Ruth Ware, which again is just kind of like a colored background with text. But I really want to get Spells for Forgetting on the TBR since I do have this as an ARC. It comes out right at the end of the month. It's another book that I'm highly anticipating, It is Adrienne Young's first adult book, and it is a fantastical mystery thriller, which the best. I love when my mystery thrillers have fantasy paranormal elements, so I'm excited for this one. And this has a very like classic plot, but with a fantasy twist. So we're following our heroine who, when she was in high school, her best friend was killed. Somebody was accused of the murder and was found guilty for it. And now flash forward to the present day. Turns out that he didn't actually do it. And now the two of them are teaming up to figure out what happened to the girl all those years ago, set at like this magical island sort of place. And I'm very excited. The vibes seem like they're gonna be perfect for September. So once I get through all 10 of the books, if I need more, which I probably will, I usually read anywhere from like 12 to 20 books in a month. I do have my board. I saved my spot here, so I will continue to roll throughout the month as I need more books. If you want that content, I will most likely post it over on my Instagram throughout the month. That is going to be it for this TBR. Let me know if you're participating in this readathon. It is so much fun, and I would love to watch your TBR. So let me know what you're reading this month. Let me know if you're doing this readathon, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.